nights. It's lecture night. How are you guys doing? Checking in. It's Dr. Shawne from Project Forgive. Our weekly lecture series is happening tonight. The topic is forgiving is not forgetting. Forgiving is not forgetting. You hear it all the time. Forgive and forget. It is such a myth. And after tonight's lecture, you're going to have some new insights and raise your consciousness around actually how our brain works, because our brain is not wired to forgive and forget, especially when it comes to high offenses or something that deeply harmed you. So, as you guys are starting to join, I wrote a quote today. I posted it today. The quote is, "Unconscious minds neither forgive or forget. Young minds forgive and forget. Wise minds forgive, remember, and learn, which is the key to stopping repeated bad behavior of others." So it's really about making the unconscious conscious. And tonight's topic is not for minor offenses. Someone cuts you off on the freeway and, you get over it in a short time. So I get over that pretty quick. My husband takes him a little bit longer. But to me, those are smaller offenses, although for some of us, somebody cutting you off could be a big offense. So it depends on you personally. And I really wanted to focus on the conversation of big offenses. When you feel betrayed, you're feeling grief-stricken, heartbroken, like your daughter is murdered, you're molested as a child, your husband has an affair with your sister, okay? Like those big things. Someone takes credit for your work at the workplace. Those offenses, someone's calling me on my phone, sorry about that. Those offenses that are not going to be one of those like, oh, I can give that up pretty easily, right? Like something that would be considered light, having to be on the phone for an hour with an organization or a customer service thing. Is it a pain in the butt to be on the phone for an hour? Yes, but I get over that pretty quickly. And I make different choices. So this is really, really, really about conversations around things that highly offend you. And something like that really highly offends me is what like Payel Mandal is doing right now on the Facebook Live. Stop doing that. We'll ban you and stop you, but don't do that. And don't those are all scams and tricks. So don't even engage with Payel. That's a big offense to me when you do things like that, when someone's going live. I don't like that. But then I can get over that pretty quick because I'll ban them as soon as this is over and get rid of them. Please don't engage with him or click on any of those links. That's how people scam and get your email and all your identity and all that. So it's interesting that it's happening right while I'm talking to you, okay? But that was easy for me to get over. I'll ban them. Got it? Okay. So what I want to really do tonight is increase your knowledge, lower your discomfort, and understanding how our brain really works when it comes to forgiving and forgetting. And of course, many of us, when it's a high offense, we don't forget. We remember the hurts that we've experienced. We might even revise our behavior toward them, meaning we're not going to be as close to them. Even if we don't consciously pay attention to the wounds or those that hurt us, often our body remembers them. We have body memories. And whether we're conscious of them or not, they affect how we live our lives. So rather than banish or disassociate with forgetting, let's rethink how we move on. And that's what tonight's lecture is all about. Okay, I see you guys are showing up. Woohoo! Welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. Got to do my usual commercials because we have lots of support to make Project Forgive very successful. So I want to thank our sponsors at Stop Pain Clinical. I want you to check them out. They do all kinds of topical, all kinds of treatments to help you with physical pain. Actually, someone's going to win one of those prizes tonight. I'll get to the prizes in just a second. I also want to shout out our partners at the Joy page. If you notice the Joy page, we share them. That's my husband's page. And he's all about sustainable living, gardening, growing your own food, eating good fat. He's really good at that stuff. So I just want to shout out my honey bunny. And he does lives as well on Sundays. So the prizes tonight. So of course we got, here, let me show you here. We've got Stop Pain Clinical. This is, whoops, let me set it. Someone's going to win a prize tonight. I do it at the end of the lecture, and I'll tell you how to win. This one is for maximum performance pain relief. So if any of you got some aches and pains, it's really good stuff. Also in this package, because it's a package, you're going to get a couple of our masks. We have masks with Kindness is Contagious. So this is going to go in here. Many of us still have to wear masks in certain arenas, like I'm getting ready to go on a plane, I gotta wear a mask. If you're not vaccinated, right? Then of course we got our forgiveness necklace, right? That's gonna be in this package. On the back is our really most famous tool. It's called Accepting the Apology You'll Never Receive. And those steps are on the back. This is what it looks like when you wear it. It's pretty much the only necklace I will wear. You're also going to receive a little pack from Merck, their animal health pack, nail clippers, different things to help with your pet. If your pet gets some kind of, needs some kind of, what's the word I want to say? Needs some kind of support around its health. There's clippers and all kinds of things in there. And two more things. You're going to get our forgiveness charm. We have it for sale now live. Here, let me do it like this so you can see it. Let's see. Here it is right here. Let me go real close. It's a little forgiveness charm. It's stainless steel, and you can make it as a zipper tag. You can put it on a necklace. There's all kinds of uses for it, a charm bracelet. And we actually sell these now, which is really exciting, in our store. And it's sterling silver. It doesn't tarnish. It doesn't fade. It's laser engraved. These are really, really cool. And I'd be remiss, and someone's going to win tonight, and I'll do that at the end and tell you how you're going to win. You've got to be in the U.S. to win. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, check out our shop. We have a Facebook shop now. We've got 5 things on our shop, including, let me flip this around again, including our forgiveness oil. Here we go. There we go. It also comes with a charm. It comes with a little dove charm too. This oil is exquisite. And if you're into essential oils, it's 100% therapeutic grade. It's the highest quality. It's low cost compared to other high quality essential oils. It's $27, which includes shipping. So we ship it to you here in the U.S. And we made it low cost on purpose. Our chimes are $5 with shipping. So we do it real low cost to help support you and support us at the same time. Okay, commercials are done. If you're new to us, please tell us. We want to welcome you. Our community is so beautiful. We always appreciate stars. If you're inspired to give us some stars, rock and freaking roll. We are getting ready to do our apology workshops. They're going to be low cost. They'll be off Facebook. They'll be on Zoom, so we can actually do some real work around apologizing. And that's going to start. I was hoping to start it in June. It's not. You guys, I'm traveling. I'm so sorry. We've got to have enough time to set it all up. It's going to start in July, and it'll be the last Wednesday of each month. So mark your calendars for that. We'll actually put up a schedule, maybe this week, maybe next week, because I've got a lot of travel going on. So hopefully we can get that handled. Hey, welcome, Jenny. So glad you're here. What are you guys saying? We got any other new folks? Welcome, Sharon. Woohoo! Oh, Alicia, I love that you're saying wonderful. Hi from England, Christine. I see you guys. Welcome. Hey, Nadine, it's nice to see your face, or even see, well, on your little icon, we can see your face. Or somebody's married, it looks like. Hi, Christine. I see you guys are here. Rainey's in the house. Hey, Sharon from Texas. Wonderful. Hi, Bobby. I'm a Tennessee girl. Well, all my relatives are from Tennessee, like Crossville and Sparta. Let's see. Hello from Virginia. Hi, Sharon. Joanne's in the house. Okay, great. All right, so we got enough to get us going. I think we're done on the commercials. One more thing, Joy is a Habit Facebook group. If you're inspired by Joy, I'll put anything I mention, I'll put up links. And also, if you're part of a progressive company that brings in exquisite, stellar presenters to do engaging topics like forgiveness in the workplace, we do that. And our clients include like General Motors, Bosch, Corteva AgriScience. We work a lot in the automotive industry. We work a lot in the health industry with health organizations, and that really promote personal development, leadership skills, as well as mental health in the workplace. And along those lines, we do DE&I too. Okay, forgiving is not. I am off tonight. Forgive me. I'm forgetting. Forgiving is not forgetting. It is a myth. And actually, when it's a high offense, like I mentioned, forgetting is not even possible. It happened to you, and you experienced the pain. Acknowledging and talking about the hurt is what moves you through the process of healing. And when you try to forgive and forget, it's highly possible you haven't truly forgiven, because a quick act of forgetting doesn't allow you to process deep betrayals, deep pain. And acknowledging the wrong is essential to real forgiveness. And moving on takes time. And it has no timeline, right? And true forgiveness doesn't erase the wrongdoing, but rather frees the person who was hurt. And forgetting a traumatic event, the notion of forgetting often comes in the form of disassociating it from it. Have you guys ever experienced that? Like overeating, smoking, sex addiction, avoiding intimacy. Those are all the things and behaviors we do when we don't fully forgive, and we disassociate and say, oh, I forgive and forget, okay? So forgetting has nothing to do with real forgiveness. Forgetting actually impedes forgiveness. Because if something happens and you say, oh, I'm going to forget about it, you actually keep yourself aligned to have the same behavior keep repeating, because you're not processing it, you're not putting appropriate boundaries in place. So, and here's the thing, there's so much science on how our brain synthesizes forgiveness. There's a ton of science. And so we're going to explore our brain's structural anatomy for a second, okay? I'm an academic, so I love this stuff. I'll try to synthesize it in a way so it's easy to digest. So I'm going to try not to be too academic, okay? So I'm going to use some terms you've probably never heard of, and I tried to synthesize it in a way to really grasp. For those just joining, we're doing forgiving is not forgetting. We're in the brain science part. So people who have a small insular cortex, you've probably never heard of it, which is also associated with the feeling of disgust, we tend to be more forgiving when we have a smaller insular cortex. So insular cortex, that's the part of your brain that involves sensory processing, perceptual self-awareness, and even emotional guidance of our social behavior. And what this research suggests is that people who consider themselves very forgiving are not easily offended as other people, and as those who don't consider themselves very forgiving. So there's a lot of brain science involved with your ability to forgive. It's not that you're just an amazing person, okay? Our brains are really involved. Now there's another part of your brain, the inferior frontal gyrus, or gyrus as some people call it. That's the part of our brain that's known for its strong role in language and impulse control. And in some people, it's smaller in people who consider themselves to be more forgiving. That's the part of your brain, in simple terms, that helps process speech and language. So what does this mean? It means that forgiving is not related to verbal skills, nor is it completely rational or controlled behavior that can be monitored or moderated by thoughts and feelings. I'm going to put up an article for those that love academic research. It's called The Neural Association Between Tendency to Forgive and Spontaneous Brain Activity in Healthy Young Adults. I'll put up that link. So with that said, how do our brains forgive? Okay, so from a brain perspective, forgiveness takes far more than merely letting go. That's why when you give people advice, just let it go. It doesn't quite work that way. I wish it were that simple. We're much more complex than that. It takes deliberate decisions to move on. And it's kind of like replacing a sad or disappointing memory with events that impact healing. And that's when our brain focus shifts. I'll give you an example here in a second. It's like this willingness to drop blame diminishes your need to explain your perspective. And a brain forgives with a commitment to understand the other side, to feel empathy for another, or to regain compassion for a person you care about who hurt you. And so, for example, that's why we focus on joy as a habit, especially during the pandemic when we're struggling, it's hard. We create these neurological pathways that have us dig deeper into our pain. And when you shift focus, it's a pivot. So let's say, and this is not in any ways medical advice for those that are dealing with anxiety or have been diagnosed with anxiety or depression. That's not a replacement for this. Those are real things, okay? Those are real diagnoses. This is more about when you find yourself in a pattern of being down or hurting or blah, 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 and you need to shift your focus. And so when you're struggling, it's hard. If you can shift to one thing that brings you joy, like my doggie brought me so much joy who recently passed. What else brings me joy? What brings me joy is having joy documents in my office. So let me show you. I got joy all over my office. See, this is my office. These are things that bring me joy. They're here on purpose to remind me. I'm just got to fix that. There's my little Fergie-licious. Seeing a picture of her, of my little doggy that passed, makes me happy. Today I choose joy. Find joy in the ordinary. Live life with joy. Live life joyfully. Just those little tiny reminders help me in focusing on something that brings me joy. Like, here, I'm going to take you in the kitchen. I got something. It's going to be a hot mess in there. Let me see if my husband's going to wig out if I go in the kitchen. Hang on, I'm going to take you in the kitchen. I like to buy things that really make me happy or bring me joy. This is not to say that things will make you happy. It's not that. It's just things in my home that make me happy. I'm going to do this because he got stuff on the counter and I don't want him to wig out. All right, let me do this so you can't see. I just bought this new island in my kitchen, okay? Isn't it gorgeous? Now, it took me 3 years to pick that one out. I couldn't find the one that I absolutely loved. I had to adore it. And that's how my mindset works these days, is if I have to love it and be juiced by it and feel happy. Every time I walk in the kitchen, I am filled with joy because I love that kitchen island. It is so gorgeous. Getting ready to do my cabinets, getting ready to do things. I'm in no hurry. What am I going to be in a hurry up to do what? And I put things in my life that bring me joy. Make sense? And it's using those neurological pathways to focus on things that make us feel good. That's the whole point of our Joy Facebook group, that you get reminders of what brings you joy, because it's just as easy to feel happy as it is to feel sad. It really is, because it's a choice. Now, it's being mindful. It's training your mind. Now, let's look at a memory. So, and because many of us have memories of things, right? I'll come in 1 minute to see what you guys are saying, okay? Any comments or thoughts, I'll address them. So my mom passed. It's been a year. In January, she died January 31st, okay? And I had a very tumultuous, painful relationship with my mother. I mean, I'm an incest survivor. I grew up with lots of abuse. Everyone can relate in your own way. We all have our stuff. And there's so many memories that I can go into with my mom that will just feel bad. Okay. Now, I'm not denying them. I'm not negating them. Every time I think about my mother, I have tears of joy because I think about things that brought me a lot of joy. Like that last year with her, there's so many times we laughed so hard. Like to have that preciousness with her that last year of her life, I have so many joyful memories. So I'm really consciously, mindfully picking and choosing those joyful memories. And she had really dark humor, like really dark humor. Like when I was taking care of her, I hadn't seen my grandchildren in like 6 months, and I was flying to Florida and just going for 2 days, and I had other people managing her. She had cancer. And I remember her saying to me, looking at me and saying, "Fine, go to Florida, see your grandkids. You're gonna feel bad the rest of your life if I die while you're gone." Now, knowing my mother and her sense of humor, we just busted out, just laughing so hard because that was her version of funny. And I came to really appreciate her dark humor. Okay, hang on one second, let me do one of these. So when I think about my mom, I can think about abuse and horrible things, and I can start thinking about the lovely times I had with her preciously the last year of her life. Are you following my line of logic? I know you are. Let's see what you're saying. Let me go to the comments. I see you get lots of comments tonight. Yeah, you're so welcome. Yep, I'm with you, Suzanne. And many of you know we're a non-religious, non-partisan organization. And people know this about me. I am a Jesus girl, so I'm with you, Suzanne, okay? All right, let's see. Anything else? Yeah, Joanne, I'm with you about stop thinking about it. You know, one of the things that I do is I pivot. I say, okay, Shawne, you're going down a path that's giving you pain. What can you pivot to right now? What will bring you joy right now? There's time for processing and grieving and doing things like that. I'm not negating that, okay? That's just one example. Let's see if there's anything else. I love that you love my island, Maria. I'm with ya. I love that you guys love the island. Isn't it gorgeous? Let's see. Anything I need to say before I move on? Any other comments? Okay. All right. So let's go back to forgiving and forgetting. forgetting is actually a good thing overall. Okay, so let's just synthesize that for a second. For example, like you have a bank account, you change your PIN. Then maybe you get a new card, someone screwed you over and, you know, got your credit card and bought some stuff that wasn't theirs to buy. So you got a new bank card and you got a new PIN, right? And so research shows that each time you remember the new PIN, you gradually forget the old one. That's just how it works. And this process improves access to relevant information to you without old memories interfering. To me, that's the game. How can I have some cool things to remember about my mother without the old wounds interfering, okay? Now, research also shows that in order to remember what's important, we need to forget what isn't important. And this can happen at 2 levels in our brain, okay? For those just joining, this is about brain chemistry and looking at our brains around this myth of forgiving and forgetting, because it is a myth. Okay, so this happens at 2 levels in the brain. First, a cleaning of irrelevant information as we retain and consolidate our memories. And second, a blocking of irrelevant information when we try to retrieve a memory. There was a psychiatrist that I saw that I really loved. Her name was Dr. Kang. She argues that one good way to change your thinking habits is a vacation. Well, woohoo to that. Because with new sights, new sounds, new smells, and activities, you're helping your brain explore and energize with new pathways. So new pathways are really cool. That's that pivot that I was talking about. And this change of scene is also good for making these new habits, right? So new pathways. You stuck in it? Okay. Consider if you're stuck, okay, in this realm of new pathways, that maybe you're not being honest with yourself about the real cause of your hurt, okay? So let me use an example. So we can convince ourselves that we're mad at someone for one thing when really we're upset about something entirely different. But we stay focused on the easy thing rather than digging deeper to see what's really bothering us, okay? Like maybe we won't forgive our sister for not coming to our party. We're mad at her. She didn't come to my birthday party. I'm mad at her. When really we're extremely furious that she said something that hurt my feelings that my marriage wouldn't last. Okay? So that's like an unpacking and a discovery. Okay? The first one's easier to be mad about, but to forgive, like, you know, that she didn't come to my party, but to forgive that she implied that my marriage wasn't going to last. Now that takes some courage, that takes some conversations, that takes some ability to admit what we're really upset about. That happens, right? Here's another example for these new pathways. Maybe you've attached your current upset to bigger upsets from the past. Okay, abandonment is a good one, okay? So let's say, and it's kind of like a snowball effect. So let's say my husband doesn't clean the garage. That's an ongoing thing in my house, okay? When really it's a snowball effect of neglect and my whole family never taking care of me. So if my husband really loved me, he would clean the garage. Do you see how we connect things from what's going on right now to the past? And when you have all that snowballing and all that energy all on the garage, it never gets resolved. It doesn't work that way, okay? So consider unpacking some of the things that have a snowball effect, okay? And what if you've mistaken forgiving someone with accepting what they did? Like, you can't forgive them because that means you accept what they did. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Excuse my language. Hell no to that, okay? Forgiving someone involves at least a little bit of compassion for the other party and their choices. It means allowing yourself to process and heal the pain from the actions that they caused you, but it does not in any form condone what they did, say it's okay. You can disagree with their actions and still choose to forgive them, okay? That's also a big myth. So let's see what you guys are saying. Yep, I'm with you on the snowball, Maria. I know, it was an aha for me too, because we snowball things, right? Let's see. Anybody saying something? Yeah, Nadine, welcome to the human race, right? with the abandonment issues. Me too. No parent is perfect. Some of them are worse than others or better than others. Some of us got really horrible parents because we can handle it. I like that perception. That's a story that feels good to me. Like I really did have my father was a heroin addict. I mean, he abandoned the family. I mean, incest, alcoholism, you name it. And I like to frame it that these things happen for me, because if these things happen for me, there wouldn't even be a Project Forgive. I'm clear about that. And look what I get to do in my life's journey and in my life's mission. And then when I go train at companies, I get to do trainings on forgiveness, for crying out loud. How fun is that? Does it mean it's easy? No, not even close, right? Not even close. That's what you guys are. Yep, I'm with you, Nicole. Yep, I'm with you. See if there's anything else I need to say as I wind up. Let's see. Just take a breath while I'm seeing if there's things. Oh, I'm so glad, Cheryl. That's great. How do you forgive and spend time when it's family that did you so wrong? Oh, Donna, that is a good one. And actually, you're leading me into what we're going to talk about next lecture is like, what do you do when someone never apologizes or, keeps doing the same behavior? But it's really about someone who never apologizes. So we'll address that and go through our lives too, Donna. We address this all the time. Perfect. Yep, I'm with you, Joanne, on the reprogramming. I'm constantly saying that I'm reprogramming. Okay, perfect. So final thoughts. Yeah, I'm with you, Joan, on getting close to people. I struggle with the same thing. Yeah, it's easier to fight with my partner and my husband than it is to come close, because it's so vulnerable, right? It is so vulnerable. Yeah, I'm with you, Nadine. Absolutely. That's huge, 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 huge abandonment. Okay, final thoughts with this. Forgiving is not forgetting. Forgive and forget is a myth. Hopefully you grabbed some great ideas around how the brain operates, that our brains are not wired to forgive and forget. They're just not. Little things, yes. Big things, no frickin' way, okay? So, a couple of things as I close off. I hope that you're inspired to aspire to give up forgiving and forgetting. Little things, absolutely. Big things, no. Because as it turns out, forgetting how one's betrayed or hurt not only doesn't lead to true forgiveness, you're also at the risk of betraying yourself. How profound is that? When you choose to forgive and forget a big offense, it actually might lead you to betraying yourself and disassociating. And I think that's the most important thing to say about this topic tonight. And it's one of the reasons we do the apology activity, which is about creating new pathways so that you can accept an apology you'll never receive, so you can soothe yourself and calm yourself. Not condone the crap they did, not condone the hurt they did, not even close, right? It's really for you, so you have some peace and to have more access for empathy and stronger boundaries and decision making, so you can make different choices next time. That's what's so important about forgiving and remembering. Forgiving, learning, and remembering, so you can set awesome, exquisite boundaries. Because boundaries are about intimacy. They're not about punishment. Sometimes we use boundaries to punish people, when it's actually to let yourself be known what you like and don't like, so that people can draw closer to you. And we usually respond with anger with our boundaries because they keep violating, right? Okay, another topic, another day. All right, so next topic, and just so you know, I will not be here next Monday. I am traveling. So in 2 weeks, on June 28th, we're going to do When Someone Never Apologizes. I got so many comments and emails and messages about this conversation because it came up last time. And this is a biggie, like someone that you haven't talked to in 2 years because they won't apologize, family members, blah, blah, blah. Family's the toughest, right? Okay, prize. Who's ready to win a prize? Okay, we got big prizes tonight. If one person's winning, you're getting a package of many things. You're getting our Merck Animal Health packet. You're getting our clinical stop pain relief. These are our sponsors tonight. There it is. You're getting a couple of masks. Kindness is contagious. And you're also going to receive our forgiveness charm. That is so beautiful. I love this charm. I love that we had it made. So someone's going to win that packet, and you have to be in the U.S. to win. So we've been trying different ways to see how people can win. And so I'm going to say a number. The person who puts in a heart and is that number of person that shows up in my feed is going to win. And you must be in the U.S., okay? So what I'm going to say go in just a second. Just start putting hearts in the comments. The 7th person in my feed is the winner, and we'll get this shipped to them. I'll ship it to you tomorrow, okay? You must be in the U.S. The shipping costs to other countries are prohibitive for us to be able to do that outside of the U.S., so I'm going to pre-apologize. I'm so sorry. And yeah, thank you, Sandra, for the stars. You're awesome. And thank you for the great reviews on our essential oil. Check out our stuff on our shop. It really makes a difference for us, and you'll love it. Our stuff is exquisite. Okay, here we go. First person is Debbie. Number 2 is Yvonne. Number 3 is Donna. I'm waiting. Number 4 is Martha. Number 5 is Martha. Number 6 is Debbie. This next person is the winner. Who is it with hearts in the... Clara, it's you. Clara de Bortoli. Clara, we know you here at Project Forgive. All you got to do is send us in Messenger, send us your address and your email. Address so we can ship, email so you can track the shipping. Okay, so we know that you got and received your package. And we give away prizes every week. So I won't be here next Monday with a regular lecture. Chances are I'll pop up because I'm going to be going on in an RV trip. Oh my gosh, with my grandkids and daughter and her family. And we're going to like Kings Island and Six Flags, and we're just doing an RV trip from Florida. And so Monday I think we'll be in Kings Island next Monday. So that's hence why you won't see me with an actual lecture. But we'll still pop up and say that. Biggest difference you can make for us is share us. When you share us, it deeply supports us with our partners like General Motors and Bosch and all those folks. And they really support our mission and the trainings that we do. And that's it. Big love. Clara, make sure you message me. Congratulations. I'm about to put up the notes for you right now, okay? Big love, everybody. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being so open-hearted to the conversation of forgiveness and looking at and unpacking, making the unconscious conscious, because once you start having that information, especially about how our brains work, that's when really cool things start to happen. I'm with you. Nadine, you'll win another time, okay? All right. All right, bye, guys. Take care.